I decided to put a shower in my house by myself for the first time, and I had to take this tub out, and it was a bitch. It had a bunch of tile above it, so I want to put one of those showers that comes in pieces, and you just put the pieces up against the wall, and then you screw them down, and we'll see how that works out. So I bought this double spraying piece. One comes off and one stays up here solid, and you can spray around behind you, whatever you want to do. And I also put a support pole here, so anybody standing in there can use that support pole to hold himself up. And I'm not going to show all through my house, but cover it up and show you what my bathroom looks like, what I had to do. And I haven't completely ripped it all out yet, but I have ripped most of it out, and then they still have to deliver the shower. Okay, and this is what my bathroom looks like now. And there's the old faucet stuff. I want to take that off. This stuff's ancient. And there's where a sprayer faucet thing was. I unhooked it. I tell you what, getting the bathtub out of here was a bitch. I had to cut the wood a little bit over here to get it up. And this right here, piece of wood, that supported the back. I'm gonna have to tear that off. There was a couple of soap holders here. And there's what the tile used to look like. And I'm going to put that fabricated shower in here as soon as they deliver it. I don't know when they will. They said they're going to give me a call and bring it in. And I will show the finished product later on, and I'll add it to this, and I'll make one video out of it. Okay. So this was a mess, and I tell you what, there was a lot of tile that I had to tear out here. I had to take buckets and buckets of it out. So I figure out how to do this project so I can look back on this someday and be proud of myself for doing something I've never done before. And I may cut these pipes and put my own piping and what do you call it, plumbing in myself. And I'm looking at videos right now on YouTube on how it's done. And like I said, I already bought that. One thing I did forget is the on and off valve that turns the water off and on. And I'm actually watching a video on that, on how that hooks up. There's two hot and cold water lines that go in, and you turn it on, and two go out and run up to the, like, one's supposed to go down to a faucet, and the other one's supposed to go up to a shower head. But I think what I'm going to do is just have the two shower heads. I don't need no faucet, because like I said, what I'm putting in here is just a shower. You're going to put like a base down, and then there's 3 walls. And I hope it goes in as easy as I think. I better make sure all the nails are in, so none of them do any damage to the shower. Okay, so I'll add on to this video as soon as they send me that stuff. Okay, I'm starting back on this thing. I had this shower, and there is the base. And they did not deliver it. They didn't even put my order through. I finally had to go get it myself and get it in my short bed truck and tie it in there. Got tired of waiting for them. They said, your order wasn't even put through. I was sitting there waiting for 2 days, and finally I had to go get it myself. Anyways, I'm going to have to cut out these 2 pipes, these 2 handle things. One of them sticking on the inside here. I guess the tub's set a little bit farther in. And I'm also had to cut me a pipe off down in the basement. It's kind of dark down there. I'll take a little walk down there and show you that. Here's my stairwell going down. It's a little bit raggedy and rough. I've just built this cement step down here because the basement had flooded so many times. It rotted out the 2 bottom steps, so I built this cement one. This is the little box I built and put cement inside of it. It's a good enough step to step on anyways. And if it floods again, it won't rot out. Cement just gets wet. Okay, this is my basement, and there's the pipe that I had to cut off. I don't have no light down here, so this is my pipe. Runs for the drain, and I put this little rubber piece on there, and I'm gonna have to, there's where the bathtub is up there. That was already cut out, so I built me a little piece that I didn't build it. I just added that piece on there, and I'm gonna have to cut me. Well, I did cut me a couple of pieces that I'm gonna have to send up here. They're outside right now, and I need to carry them down and add them to it. Need to glue them all together except for the rubber piece that I have. Go out here in the garage. Okay, yeah, here's the pieces. This is the little one. It's actually going to go from to that little, what do they call that? The little gooseneck or whatever they call the thing. And this is the one that's going up to the bathtub. Okay, well, I'm going to stop here. Still got to put walls on and stuff like that, and add these little pipes, and I got to cut out the copper piping because it's got these old handles on there that I got to take off because they're all corroded from hard water. So I bought me a new single faucet water valve to add on to it. Don't know the names of all this shit. I've never done it before. Okay, so whenever I get farther, I'll add some more. There's the truck that I had to go get all the stuff in. It's a stick shift, and I'm not that great at stick shift driving, but I went and got it anyways. Okay, here's the back wall of the shower, and oh yeah, there's the old tub sitting there. Yeah, I think I showed that earlier in the video. Okay, so this will be it's got shelves built already in it where you can put stuff in it, so I don't have to add nothing. But I think I'm going to put me a guardrail in there, and I'll add me a couple of 2x4s in there to nail the guardrails to. So gotta stop here, and I'll jump back in when I get more done. Well, it's dark out now, and I had to start all over because when I opened this box, this back wall was actually busted at the bottom. This is what it looks like as a shower. It's got shelves and things in it. It's hard to see from here. But anyways, I also had to buy the 2 sidewalls because they didn't actually come with it. And it was like, why did that dude think that I just wanted the back wall and the shower bottom part? Because I told him I needed the whole thing, but they didn't deliver. Like I said, I had to go get it. But this time, they just left. They're not there now. Anyways, yeah, he's going out that way. But anyways, they'd actually delivered these for free because I had a busted one, and they didn't give me the walls. Tell you the truth, I started crying and they felt sorry for me. And I'm not talking about crying like bitching. I'm talking about sad crying because I trying to do a damn job that I don't really know what I'm doing, and I keep getting all these fallbacks. Okay, I'm gonna stop here and continue from here. Well, they done it to me again. This time they gave me bath and shower side panels, and I had to go back again and get the right size panels. They were real short. They gave me bathtub ones, so the length of the bathtub took up part of that space. But without the bathtub there was a big empty hole in the wall. So over here, they didn't have any insulation against the wall. So what I'm going to do I bought that Pink Panther insurance and insulation, and I'm going to add it into that side wall to the outside. I think those curtains need washed too. So I'm going to have to add a couple of 2x4s there to hammer the shower to that big old piece there. I'm very tired. I've had to go back 3 times today because they keep being incompetent. You think I would look and tell them, but I kept telling them, hey man, these are bathtub panels, not shower panels. I got the shower panel thing down here. It's a little bitty short one, not the bathtub ones. And dudes, that is bathtub. I said, I know, I'm trying to tell you, I don't need the bathtub ones. I want the shower ones. I'm going to have to cut all that out pretty soon, but I'll have to turn off the water for that. But every time I turned around, just measuring shit up in here was difficult. Okay, so to the next part. Okay, I had ran into more problems. Over here is, well, let me go and get it from the front. Okay, so I got this piece in here, this part that does the switch. This is where it turns the water off and on, hot and cold, and it kept leaking from this area. And what the problem was, I couldn't get the pipes to go down tight enough on these, so I had to go up here and unattach this top piece. I'm going to turn that around a little bit, but anyways, I unscrewed those, well actually unnailed it because they had nails in it, and moved it down a few inches, and then it popped down and locked in. And then the water stopped leaking because I was having a bunch of water leaks when I turned it on. I was like, how? I pushed the pieces in there and it should have locked in like they told me that it was going to. Anyways, the top piece, I didn't get locked all the way in. And then the other piece that was in here did not turn off the water. So whenever I turn on, as you can see here, there's a bunch of beads of water because it was coming out of here, because this did not turn it off, the piece that was in there. So then I put this one in here and turned it all the way off, and then it stopped coming from there. So yes, finally success. I got this pipes all together and it's all tight onto this board that I put in, and I cut the holes out. Where's that? Okay, they're over here. I cut this hole out for the bottom piece, and this is for the shower head to come out, and then there'll be these little caps. They're over here. This is one for the top piece, and then there's a real big one for the bottom that will cover those holes. And I brought it in here because I was trying to figure out which side was the hot, which one was cold. It's this big piece here. And then you just take them, put them over here, and cover the holes. So I was going to call a plumber, and because I didn't think that I was going to be able to figure this out, but I did finally. Now I got my water back on because I had to have my water off for half of the day. Didn't know if I was going to be able to get the water back on until a plumber came out and fixed what I thought that I couldn't figure out, but I did. Okay, and I'm going to put this bar here. I already drilled the holes, but I need somebody to get behind here to hold the wood that I put behind it. Let me show you this wood back here. Get back here. Oh, I also put insulation in the outside wall, so cold or whatever. So I put these pieces of wood back here in the back so that I could screw into it, because trying to screw it into plastic and somebody hanging onto that bar will probably cause the plastic to crack after a while. So this will be some support boards, and what I did is I caulked them on there. Maybe later I can drill some holes in them and start screwing them in with these screws that I've got. Make sure they won't fall through the hole. Nope, they'll screw down. Okay, so I'm going to put these screws in there, in the holes that I cut out here. This one right here was above this little line in the back. Let me show you that. And I couldn't get the wood there. So, see, it was up here at the top. And there's no way I could get the wood past this plastic kind of cross beam without like busting it off. And I'm not going to do that because that's part of the support in the back of this shower wall. Alright, so there's this piece of wood here. Kind of letting people get an idea what you can do if you put your mind to it and you want to get stuff done yourself. I probably just saved myself a few $1,000s by not hiring a plumber to do stuff that I can figure out and get done myself. Of course, it was a lot of work. I about killed myself for the last week, tearing out all this and tearing the tub out that was in here. I had to beat it out with a hammer. It was terrible. And you can hear me breathing hard. I'm like pretty wore out. Alright, I'll show you some more and maybe the end result of what it kind of looks like when I get it all put together. Okay, I was done building my shower, and this is the what do you call it, shower curtain that I put on it. It's like some woods and a wolf. That's what I'm showing. So there's the shower. Let me get a good look here. I still need to do something about the wall I tore out there, put some kind of tile in or something, fill it in and build that back up. But right now the shower does work, and I put this little safety pole on there to hold yourself up, and it's got like 3 shelves on each side. And it's got 2 sprayers, one that you can hold in your hand and one up here at the top. Now here's it. I'm going to turn it on. Alright, there it goes. Got spraying. And you got this little knob that can pick which sprayer you want to spray. See, that one's off, this one's on, and that one's on. Then I can do both at the same time if I want to. Okay, there we go. Now I'm a plumber. Done something I ain't never done before. Just in case you hadn't gotten a good look at the pipes, they're in this closet here. Back behind there, I'm going to leave. There's actually the board that goes over it, but I'll leave it open because a lot of times plumbing goes bad and might as well just leave that board open there. And so there it is. I got the piping done and none of it's leaking finally. And I'm going to change the toilet next week. There's actually some wood rotted out underneath from the toilet leaking underneath. So I'm going to change that toilet out. We'll walk out here and show you where it is right now. I actually have the toilet right this minute, but I ain't gonna put it in because I gotta work for the next 3 days. So I'll start next week on that part. Open the door, and I got it out here in my garage. So there it is upside down. A little over tank, it's like a 17-inch seating on it, and there's the toilet seat over there sitting on my motorcycle. I'm going to, once I get another piece of wood on the floor underneath the toilet area, then I'm going to reinforce it with those 2x4s. I already got the 2x4s, and I put it on this little cushy here so I wouldn't scrape them up. It'd be actually the very first time I've ever put a toilet in a house before too, so I was like, hell, I got the shower all built up, might as well try out, put me a better toilet. For one thing, it was leaking in the floor and destroying the floor out. Got to get that changed out. Alright, till the next video.